This episode of We Like Shooting is brought to you by Second Call Defense, Manticore Arms, the Sonoran Desert Institute, Facts and Firearms, the Patriot Patch Company, and Brownells.
Welcome to the We Like Shooting Show, episode 307. Tonight we're going to talk about mobilized rescue systems, polymer 80 slides, Talon grips, Talon Psi, and more. Our panel tonight is River's Edge Tactical's Jeremy Paz-Derrick. Live from Red Square, Savage 1R is with us. We've got the Machine Gun Moses, Aaron Krieger. Nick Lynch is dead again. My name is Sean Heron, and I want to welcome you to the show. It's so sad that Nick died again. You know?
I'm not surprised, honestly.
I know.
It's his lifestyle.
I know. Wait, what lifestyle?
You know, the lifestyle.
Yeah, the lifestyle. Let's go ahead real quick and get into our ad read. All right, so Manticore Arms makes a lot of stuff. Aaron, what's your favorite Manticore Arms product?
Always will be the Transformer rail.
Is it? It's your favorite.
It is. It's because it's so versatile. I use it on multiple firearms, and it just allows me to go from Picatinny to M-Lock to whatever else is out there that I'm not aware of.
Yeah, it is pretty nice, and I guess it is future-proof, even though Patrick Roberts hates it when we say that, but it kind of is. So you can check it out, manticorearms.com. I would say that the Nightbreak is probably one of my favorites, just because I have it on a ton of different rifles, and it does work really well to mitigate that recoil and keep that right on target so I can get multiple shots on the same place at the same time. But manticorearms.com, coupon code is WLS10, gets you 10% off all day, every day. And we hope you'll go check them out. Let's go ahead and introduce our drinking game. All right, so we've got this thing. We're out of whiskey at the studio, so I had to go to the little shooters. But I'm okay, don't worry. We have this little...
You don't have a problem at all.
No, it's fine. We have lots of whiskey at the house, just none here. Anyway, we've got a drinking game. Every time we say a word, you take a drink. Do it safely, do it smartly, but get 171. So anytime, I'm gonna wait for the break in the music. Every time that I say interesting, so basically nice or dang, every time Aaron says bi-curious, suggests that registration does not lead to confiscation or interrupt somebody.
Yes.
Every time that Jeremy says kill yourself, call Savage a commie, or sniffle spits or hate breathes into the mic. Every time Nick actually shows up to the show. Every time Savage mentions Reddit, mispronounces a sponsor, Washington, or a gun of the poors, we want you to take a drink. And again, be safe. Only do it at red lights, things like that, because, anything else is just unsafe, and we don't want you to be unsafe. But it is time to introduce our guest tonight. Met him at the Gun Collective panel at the Indianapolis NRA annual meetings. He is the YouTuber with the dopest vlog in the game. I'm so white. His name is Talon Psi. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, man? Good to see you again. Good to see you.
Likewise, man. Good to have you here. So you have been a traveling man. You've been all over the place in the universe. Like, how's that treating you?
It's good, man. I was home for probably 2 weeks this entire year so far, like once after I saw you at the panel event, and then I just got back from about a month and a half to 2 month road trip. I'm not exactly sure how long I was gone for, but yeah, man, it's going good. Traveling around, collaborating with people, filming with other YouTubers and things like that.
Hell yeah, that's freaking awesome, man. Well, let's start a little bit at the beginning. How'd you get into guns?
Kind of one of those stories where it's like I don't remember when. I was mad young, probably 6. I don't remember what I shot first. It was probably like a 22. And then I grew up hunting, been whitetail deer hunting up on my family's land since I was pretty young. Don't have time to do that anymore, but I really started getting into guns after I turned 21, started buying handguns in my state, got into concealed carry and training and making videos on it now, and it's a pretty big part of what I do, but I do a lot of other things as well.
Awesome, man. So according to my notes, you started your channel about 3 years ago, and let's see, I think your first video was in February of 2016, and it was 001 episode of the vlog.
Yeah.
What brought you in? I mean, you didn't like put up some other videos and stuff like that. You just like put up this vlog. What brought you there?
Watching a ton of YouTube. I was watching a lot of like the popular vloggers and things like that. And at the time, my life was pretty interesting. Not quite as interesting as it may be now, but I was moving around a lot as an IT consultant, and I knew I was going to be moving up to Boston, Massachusetts. I was going to be there for a while, living in a hotel. I ended up living there for about 9 months, and that is where all of my videos started. I started doing at least one video a week, just like cruising around the city and skating and whatever the hell I was doing, just partying, drinking, and it just turned into what it is today now.
That's pretty awesome. So when you first launched the vlog, what was your response?
The response to what?
The public response to the vlog. Were people enjoying it like right away, or?
Yeah. Like there were some people who are still on the channel watching today. Like I still recognize the same usernames and stuff. I've actually met some of them in person, but it was super small. It grew. It probably took me like 6 months until I got my first 1,000 subscribers, and it was sort of like a tight-knit community back then. I would talk to everyone, and it was cool. And then I just started branching out into more of my hobbies, which is how I started doing car videos and then motorcycles and guns and everything that you see now. So I just kind of put everything that I'm into on the internet, and people tend to gravitate towards it.
It's pretty freaking cool. So you said IT consultant, IT background, stuff like that. Have you found that there's a decent amount of IT people kind of in the gun community, especially as content creators these days?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I know there's people in all different kinds of fields, but as far as content creators go, I know a lot of people who were in IT. I don't know if it's just a coincidence. I guess it has a little bit of something to do with like the type of personality, but yeah, I'd say that's pretty common.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I see a lot of people, especially in the content creation business, doing that kind of thing. So I was looking through your channel, looking through all your backlog of videos. I haven't watched the entire backlog, but I think I started watching maybe about a year ago, and I keep pretty regularly up to date since then. But I was looking for your first video that either had a gun in the thumbnail or in the title, and it was November of that same year, 2016, and it was an EDC video from the best I could tell. Is that what you recollect as well?
Yeah, that's probably about right. So I had about 60 videos where I just called them vlogs on my channel.
Yeah.
And then I think it was like 60. And then I started the whole series, which I call Stuff and Things now, because like the topics I cover are just so broad. EDC video would probably have been, the first time I showed a gun. And then I think in like the very first or second episode of Stuff and Things, when I switched it over to be more of like a show, that's when there was definitely a gun too. I went out and was sighting in a hunting rifle. Now,
you had done a lot of stuff like partying. There's definitely some drinking in the vlogs at the beginning, which we relate with extremely well. So that was definitely good. When you brought guns into the mix, and you had like electric stuff and skateboarding and all kinds of other stuff. When you brought guns in the mix, did you see any kind of backlash at all from people that were kind of watching the other content and then may not have approved of that change?
Not really, because I never had any kind of like political agenda behind it. It was always just like how I structure my videos today, which is why there are some people in the gun community who don't like me, and I completely understand that. I'm just kind of laid back about it, and I just show stuff that I'm interested in, stuff that's fun to shoot, stuff that's crazy to build, and things like that. So I never really saw a whole lot of backlash from it, and if anything, I saw the opposite. I just saw a lot of people gravitating towards it.
Yeah, it's pretty badass. And kind of surprising, actually, because people are so freaking politically charged these days. Even in the last couple of years, they have been. So it's shocking because, a lot of times you see people who maybe go towards electric bikes and skateboards and all kinds of other stuff, maybe not like guns.
Yeah, my demographic is definitely all over the place. A lot of people, they're like, oh, you got, like, all you do is guns and you have your whole, like, all your hands in the gun world. And I'm like, you obviously don't watch the channel because I post one gun video a week and then at least two others that are completely unrelated to, like you said, electric skateboards in the wintertime. I'm actually a professional freestyle skier. I have my own skis coming out this year. I do a lot of other things.
Yeah, and it definitely is a pretty interesting life that you lead, especially on the YouTube channel, which I think keeps people coming back for more because it's not just kind of the same stuff where, like us, like, Aaron, he wakes up in the morning, he eats 14 meals during the day.
They're important meals. I can't miss one or my blood sugar will actually, like, be normal.
What about second breakfast or, 11sies, things like that? But it's all pretty boring. Like me, I come to the office here. I walk into this room and record podcasts several times a week. And Otherwise, I sit in the other office and just kind of work at a computer. Now, clearly, putting out the vlogs that you do and all the content that you do, it makes you pretty busy. Like, how do you fit it all in?
Yeah, I mean, because of everything that I do now, I consistently post about 3 videos a week. I do a lot of review stuff now, which people like. I mean, they want to hear about products and like see all this crazy that I'm getting in the mail and whatever. But unfortunately, I don't vlog as much as I do because whenever I have free time now, I just kind of do whatever I'm doing, hang out with friends. Like all of 4th of July weekend, I didn't pick up my camera a single time. So it's not super hard to find the balance, but it's difficult to figure out like the direction I want to take the channel. Do I want to post more vlogs? Am I doing too much gun shit? Am I not doing enough gun shit? I just kind of look at it, take a step back every once in a while, and then figure it out from there.
That's awesome. 2 years ago, you put out a video, which is your biggest video on your channel, is a custom Glock 19. Kind of walk us through like how that happened. Just kind of from the beginning. When did you decide to do the video? How was recording?
I actually have
the
it
video?
sitting right here.
Oh, sweet.
I'm going to grab it quick.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So this video has 8.3 million views. Came out 2 years ago.
All right. So this would have been that first gun that you saw on my channel.
Yep.
It was probably at the time a stock Glock 19. This is a Gen 4. And I actually started building this before I sent everything out to be done on it. So the first thing I did was I sent the frame out to a company who I actually just visited in Denver. I don't know if you heard of Danger Close Armament before.
Yeah, I know David well.
Okay, yeah, David's he's a homie, and Will, I'm friends with those guys now. So I sent the frame to them. This was like very early on. This is probably like one of the first frames that they've done. And then I did the slide, and I did everything in pieces, put it all together, not thinking I was ever going to make a video on it. But then I had started the channel and put everything together, and I was like, okay, well, I might as well do a video on this because this was like my dream build. And I was sick. I set up my camera literally right behind me out here and just stood there. I shot the gun maybe like once in the video for like a couple seconds. And I just talked about it. I was like, this is what I did to it, blah, blah, blah. These are different parts and the people. And next thing you know, it has 1 million views, and then 2, and then 3. And it's just, yeah, that's a crazy video that went viral, and you don't really know why.
Yeah, totally. Because, I mean, it is a custom Glock. It looks great. The thumbnail's awesome. And the video is good as well. I've definitely watched it in the past. But it kind of just caught on and got a life of its own. When was the time when you were like, holy
I remember I think I posted that video in April, if I remember correctly. And I remember sitting at the bar the one night with my friends watching my Social Blade subscriber count.
Yeah.
I would refresh my like Creator Studio, and I would see it's like another 10,000 views, another 10,000 views. And I think at one point during that like peak of virality, if you want to call it that, if that's even a fucking word, I think I hit like 5,500 subscribers in one day, which is like absurd for a channel of my size at the time. I might have had like 10,000 subscribers, and it was just consistent, like 1,000 subscribers every day for a long time until probably like 50 to 75. It started leveling out. And then, I mean, that was when I was like, all right, I'm going to make some more gun content because I got a lot of guns like this in my safe. And if that's going to draw the views, then I'm going to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking cool, man. And it is a good video. Like I definitely like your style of vlogging and then kind of mixing in all the other stuff there. Now, your second biggest video ever was just talking about your knife collection, and also 2 years ago. So you hit pretty hot kind of just within a couple, or not too much time in between them. It was March and June, March and June, according to my notes.
Yeah, that's probably right. I was living in New Jersey at that time in another studio apartment. I was just like bouncing around all over the place, and I took all of the knives that I owned, sat them out on a table, and it was just like cheap too. Like I didn't have any nice knives at the time. There were a couple that were okay. And I was just like, yeah, this is that. And I just like talked about all of them, where I got them or whatever. And that video blew up too. I did another, like a follow-up to that recently. I've been doing a lot more knife stuff becoming friends with people. Like I went to Blade Show this year in Atlanta, and I've been doing a lot of stuff like that. So, yeah.
Definitely knife stuff. So as far as guns, what's your favorite gun that you own?
Probably this one, just because of like what it is. I mean, it's like, it's what I put together so long ago, and it's beat up now. It's got thousands of rounds through it. Sorry, I probably just blew the mic out doing that.
No, it's fine.
That one always sticks in my mind. Basically anything that I carry. I don't carry this thing anymore, but like my favorite gun right now is a gun that I just put together, which is very similar. It's just a stock 19 MOS.
Nice.
And I always have that thing with me. So
carrying that one. So EDC has definitely popped really hot for you. Like I see a lot of EDC videos that are doing really well. Why do you think that is?
EDC videos are actually, that was probably one of the things that sort of like got me into guns a little bit more. I was always interested in like what people carry with them. It's kind of a weird thing. Like if you're not into it, you're like, wow, these dudes are fucking losers. Like who cares what's in your pockets? But I've always found it pretty interesting. So I started doing videos like that because I watched a lot of videos like that. And pretty much anytime I do one now, they do pretty well on my channel. So I've been doing I do one every season. So I do like a spring, summer, winter, and fall.
That's pretty awesome. I did an EDC video once, but it was just a high point and like 6 Twinkies.
So. I did one like that too, actually. I had a C-note high point with the $100 bills on it.
Yes.
People thought I was serious too. They're like, oh, you f***ing carry that thing and trust your life with it?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Why not?
Exactly. Who f***ing cares? What is your favorite video, like personally for you? The one that you feel was like the pinnacle of your YouTube history so far?
The pinnacle as in like the most important video, or
the one that you enjoyed the end result the most?
There was this video I did. This was before before I made it Stuff and Things. It was a video on Thanksgiving Eve. Like everyone just goes out and gets bombed, and we went and got up with like a bunch of my friends from my hometown. And a buddy of mine, he hates, I don't know if you guys have, you don't have Rudders out there. It's like a gas station, Quickie Mart type of thing.
No, I definitely, I've never seen it actually.
Okay. It's just like a chain gas station. And this dude like hates the food from there. He hates this like specific kind of ginger ale. So we got this food and switched it with another gas station's food and like switched all the shit and made him drink and eat it without him knowing. And you'd have to watch the video. It's like super poorly filmed and everything, but it was hilarious, and it like always sticks in my mind because everyone was talking about it.
So great. I always ask all the YouTube guys that come on the show, what's the one that you worked the hardest on ever that you've recorded?
Ooh, I would have to look through to think about those, but I definitely put the most like time and effort into my gun stuff. So like, I mean, it just takes so long between the money it costs and getting ammo and setup times and filming in different locations and doing research and testing, things like that. Those definitely take the most time. And then a lot of my older videos could be really editing intensive too, with multiple camera angles and drone footage and GoPros and like that. So I can't really pinpoint any, but I'd say my gun videos are definitely the hardest to film.
Definitely. What do you think sets you apart from other people? And I'll be very specific with this. What do you think sets you apart from other people in the gun YouTube space?
I think what sets me apart is that I've always been the guy who, since I started putting any kind of gun content out there, I'm like, all right, here's this gun that I put together. This is why I put it together this way. I'm not saying this is better than anything else. I'm just saying it from my average ass perspective. Like, I'm not military or law enforcement. I have nothing to prove. I just enjoy shooting guns. I love the Second Amendment, and I believe that it's important for everyone to be able to protect themselves and things like that. So a lot of people like me for that reason. They're like, okay, this is just some normal dude. Like, this is like me. I can connect with that. And then other people see that my following grows and these videos get a lot of views, and they just want to rip me apart. They're like, oh, this kid, he's young, he doesn't know what he's talking about, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, that's kind of why I think my channel is growing and has been growing the way it has been.
See, that's the problem, Sean, is none of us are young.
Yeah, no.
Right?
We're the
Right.
opposite.
The closest we got is Nick, and he's about dead.
Basically. No,
Right?
No, he is. He's supposed to be sitting right there. He's dead. Sorry.
Right.
I don't know
There
what to tell you.
Whoops.
So yeah, I think I agree. That's what sets you apart. And honestly, when I talk about like Demolition Ranch and Talon Sai and channels like that, it's because, and even FPS Russia back in the day, it's people enjoy those because of the joy that you guys get out of shooting and the joy that you're able to communicate back through the video to the end user. So many people get incredibly political and incredibly just detailed and down in the weeds. And I think that kind of turns people off and really prevents a lot of people from moving forward. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. I think, and I'm not like saying anything bad about anyone else in our community, because I mean, I know, a lot of us are all friends, like the panel.
Right. So we're all friends. So it's okay to name names. It's cool.
Yeah.
We'll forgive you.
So, Mike, Mr. Guns and Gear in particular, I was just down filming with him. You go to watch his videos when you want to know how something is going to perform, like stress test, and you want to know every little thing about the background of the firearm and things like that. You want it in a nice, quick thing. You hand me the same gun, and I'm going to talk about how it feels in my hand and the recoil impulse, and I'm going to talk more about like the sensation of shooting it to convey how I feel about it rather than just like cold, hard facts. I try to always frame my videos in that perspective. I mean, yes, I'm going to talk about the functionality and why it may be beneficial compared to another option out there, but everyone kind of has their own thing. Like for the longest time, Hickok 45, like John and his dad, they are the guys that you want to sit down and throw a 45-minute video on your TV about the new gun that you just got. That's what you're going to do. And the problem with it is a lot of people, they're going to go out and buy a brand new gun, and they're going to come to YouTube to justify their purchase. So when whoever's keyword is to be, the buying guns of the poor,
Yes.
something like that. I can't review guns like that because I know I'm not going to like them because I've shot so many guns. Like I'm not going to enjoy shooting a high point. Yeah, I'll make the video fun and it'll be cool to shoot, but when I give you my honest thoughts about it, I'm like, oh yeah, this thing is like holding a frying pan in your hand. The ergonomics suck and the trigger is garbage. If you bought that gun and you're looking for me to say good things about it, you're not going to like that. So that's why lately I've been kind of sticking with just like cool guns and whatever I'm personally interested in, as opposed to doing stuff that like caters to the masses.
Yeah, and I think that makes a lot of sense because people watch your channel for the vlogs and because I think that they like you and therefore, the stuff that you enjoy, the stuff that makes you passionate, I think they really enjoy as well.
Yeah.
Let's you mentioned that, we're friends, we don't want to name any names or anything like that. And you mentioned a few minutes ago that there's some people in the gun industry that don't like you, which I'm like, how the is that even possible? Like what do people throw a lot of shade your way?
I wouldn't say in the gun industry. I would say gun owners. There are a lot of gun owners who don't like me. Like, just because you own a gun, you're technically not in the industry. I don't consider you that. But like, if you're in media, if you're in marketing for a company, if you are actively going to conventions and you like work in the gun industry, I haven't seen much shade from that. There's a lot of people who just straight up don't know me at all, never seen my channel. And that's like, I completely get that. And then people won't work with me just because, like, if I just walk past you and you don't know anything about me, like say at SHOT Show, I get a lot of people who just kind of like, they're just kind of, but that's just the whole vibe of SHOT Show like that. So
we get that too, but it's really because that's what they think of us.
They're like, oh, you guys, you're coming by here.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say there's much shade in the industry. Like I'm very easy to get along with. Like if I've ever had a conversation with you in person, like there aren't many people who are like, oh, that guy, even after we had a straight up conversation. So
yeah, no, that's good, man.
That's weird because more people say that after I've had a conversation.
It's true. They're like, what the is his problem?
Yeah,
is it weird?
I don't get that.
Is it weird only being like 4 feet tall and people look at you and they're like, oh my God, I thought you were so much bigger?
Me?
Who?
Yeah. I'm just messing with them.
I was like, what?
Because it's an audio podcast, and everyone would be like, "Is he really?"
No.
No, I do get that though. Like I'll run into people in person. They're like, "Oh, dude, I thought you were a lot taller." I'm like, "No, I'm pretty average. I'm like 5'10", 5'11".
See, 5'10's average.
Oh my God, somebody's my height.
You're 5'6".
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you're looking up to Mr. Talonsai there, Savage. Savage,
Everybody.
Savage, fix your microphone before I stab you.
I literally can't. Like, it's my phone.
Oh, okay.
I had to install Hangouts on my phone.
Hashtag
My computer ate the. That's all there is to it.
hashtag professional podcasters. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. So you mentioned editing a little bit earlier. Like, how did you, when you decided to make a vlog, were you like a video editor? You were like a master of your craft and everything? Or did you just kind of figure it out as you went?
I was always a kid in high school, even before high school, like middle school. Whenever I first got my hands on a video camera, I had one and I was filming all sorts of dumb shit. I didn't start editing videos and putting them on YouTube until I was probably sometime in high school. It might have been 15 or 16. And I was doing a lot of instrument like covers. I was doing drum covers and guitar covers. I played in a bunch of bands. So I was editing my playing to the music and things like that. That channel now it's on YouTube, but it just kind of sits there dormant and I don't do anything with it. But then I started skiing as well. So, I mean, like I mentioned, so I was editing skiing videos and I sort of got better at it with that. I was doing them for the company that I ride for. And then I kind of fell out of everything when I was in college. So when I went all the way through college, graduated, got my job, and then that's when I started watching a lot of YouTube, and I was like, hey, I already know how to edit, and I know how to do all of these things, so I might as well share them with people. And that's when I like really turned on the YouTube switch, and I was like, all right, I'm going to take this seriously and like challenge myself to do one video a week for as long as possible. And I haven't missed a week since I started. So
Damn, that's awesome. I mean, I don't want to brag or anything, but I have a video playing Rock Band 2, Panic Attack from Dream Theater, expert on drums, and it's got like 15,000 views. So I'm kind of,
is it on your channel?
It's not on the We Like Shooting channel. It's on like my personal YouTube channel.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's. I mean, so 15,000. That's pretty big deal.
That's a pretty big deal. People know me.
Exactly, people know me. 90% of the comments are like, "Why are your legs jiggling so much?"
What, are you standing up?
I'm like, no. I'm like, bro, I just fucking cleaned Panic Attack on Expert, and you're going to call me fat. I mean,
You're
it's
looking
true.
at my legs.
The out of here.
Wait. Who's this guy?
Which one, me?
Any of you people? Who are you all?
Jeremy, we're going to take you to a home.
He's already senile. It's awesome.
So, Talon, you were doing a lot of videos. You were doing a lot of, just vlogs and things like that. And then you added guns. At any point, has YouTube messed with you, demonetized you, like fuck with a livelihood or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. I don't make anything from gun videos, which sucks. So, like I said, I typically do 3 videos a week, one of them being a gun video. So it'll be monetized like normal, and then demonetized. So I don't make. And the problem with that is that, like, I've been okay. I have streams of income that support what I do. I do YouTube full time now for the past year. But the gun content, it's fucking expensive. Like you know how it is.
Yeah.
I mean, just being in the hobby in general. So it sucks when everyone's like, oh, more gun videos. And I can make them happen easier now that the channel has grown, but it's still expensive, like ammo costs and things like that. I do have some means to support all of those videos, but it just sucks that YouTube does that, because I would be making way more money and I would be more motivated if I was actually getting paid for my time to create that stuff.
Yeah, no. Was there ever a gun that you just like opened up when you got it transferred to you and like angels sang and you were just like, this is the gun of my dreams?
Yeah, I actually have it. Should I grab that one too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's see.
All right. Now, while he does that, you should
I was
definitely,
thinking, while he does that, we should all make fun of Savage for not working on a computer.
dude. Yeah. Savage. What the going on, bro?
I have no idea. Like, all of a sudden, my internet from my computer completely died. I have both wireless and hardwired connection. Nothing is working, but my phone wireless is working. So I won't be able to check any kind of notes or anything because it's all online. And that's my life right now.
Are you living in a box or do you have a flip phone? It sounds like you have a flip phone.
Are you being held against your will?
I'm blinking twice.
Blink twice, yeah.
Yes. Okay, no one cares. Good luck.
Oh, bye, guys.
All right, Talon, what was it?
The first gun where I had the moment was definitely this.
Yes.
I impulse bought a Desert Eagle for those of you who aren't watching. It's a Desert Eagle 50 AE. It's all stainless. It's like exactly what you would see in Counter-Strike. And that's why I've always like gravitated towards them. This gun's badass. I've only put like maybe 100 rounds through it just because it's really expensive to shoot.
Yeah, it's like you're rich.
Yeah. Things in great condition, and there's that. And then more recently, I picked up this one for a video. I was always looking for that perfect like 1911 metal gun. I ended up going with the 2011. This is an STI Staccato P.
Yes.
This is the host version that just came out. Thing is super badass. This is one that spoke to me. But then even dumber than both of these two guns, I was looking for this one. I found it in Vegas at a friend of mine's gun shop, and it had already been sold. So I reached out to the FFL that I work with, Panda Tactical, and I was like, yo, if you guys see one of these, buy it. I don't care what it costs, and send it to me because I want to do a video on it. Long story short, I went to my FFL one day, and it just showed up there, and I wasn't expecting it. So when I saw the box, I was like, oh, and
the Chiappa Rhino.
It's a 6-inch gold Chiappa Rhino with the wood grips, and this thing's just super gangster too. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, those three are the ones that kind of like speak to me. Like they're just cool conversation pieces, and they're fun as hell to shoot. So
seriously, like the Choir of Angels, just absolutely. When you open that box, especially the gold. I mean, it was like what is it, Pulp Fiction? You know, when they open the briefcase,
when it's all shiny.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it felt like.
We good? Yeah, we good.
We good.
I love it. We're talking to Talon Sai. We're going to take a quick, brief moment and hear from our sponsors at Second Call Defense.
Now, for our defensive gun use of the week, sponsored by Second Call Defense, offering you complete protection for armed self-defense.
So we talk about Second Call Defense a lot, and it's self-defense insurance. But one of the things that we don't mention a lot is, the aftermath, the cleanup after something bad happens. You use your gun for self-defense, whatever it is. Someone breaks into your house, you have to use your gun in for lethal force, and that is a very messy thing. There's a lot of blood afterwards. You probably aren't going to be in the state of mind or want to go clean that up and take care of that. But Second Call Defense, depending on which package you have, they actually handle that stuff as well. Whether it's psychological, whether it's criminal or civil penalties or defense, whatever it happens to be, they take care of that. And that's actually the plan that I have, is they take care of all that, gun replacement and everything else. So if you ever have to use your firearm for lethal self-defense, you should definitely think about Second Call Defense and at least go check them out. You can find out more and just learn about it at welikeshooting.com/SCD. You get a free shirt and a free month just for signing up. And check it out. Let us know what you think.
This portion of We Like Shooting has been sponsored by Second Call Defense, the most comprehensive protection for armed self-defense in America. Visit welikeshooting.com/SCD to find out how to get your first month free.
We are back with Talon Sai. Now, Talon, you have been traveling the universe pretty much. I want you to just kind of start at the beginning. Like you got a van, you've been driving all around, but like, tell us at what point you decided that, that's what my life's going to be for a bit.
It was a pretty quick decision, but at the same time, it has been thought out for years before that. So like the channel started, I lived in a ton of different states. It started in the hotel in Boston. Actually, no, the channel started there, but before then I was living in Richmond, Virginia. I moved back to Pennsylvania, and then I moved to the hotel in Boston. I I was there for 9 months. I was in Phoenix in a hotel for about 3 months. And then I was in Jersey and Miami and all over the place. And every time I moved, like I was picking up everything, like my computer desk, all of my camera gear, and I was going to the next spot. So because of that, I started living in smaller and smaller apartments. So the last place that I lived before I quit my job was Miami. It was like a 300 square foot studio apartment. Like I filmed all of my videos there last year, and it was like super echoey and shitty, but like that was home at the time. So once I quit my job and was doing this full time, I was like, okay, well, I still want to travel, because if I'm not traveling, like it kind of gets boring and stagnant. Like, yes, there's a lot of stuff to do here, but I have all this freedom now. So I might as well expand on that and try to move around. So I've always been interested in like the whole hashtag van life that's like glorified on social media.
Yep.
So I knew about that like community. I have family members. My mom actually has been working in the RV industry for like 35 years. So I kind of grew up like knowing about RVs and things like that. And then finally, like I started talking with people who do live in vans and who do travel full time, like because whatever their job is allows them to do it. And then I think it really clicked when I was on a trip last January, February. I went out to Washington State and I met this dude named Chad who has a whole channel about living out of a van and stuff like that. And I was like, maybe now's the time to do that, because like I'm not getting any younger and I don't have anything holding me down right now. So I started downsizing even more. I still have a place here at my family's to leave my guns, but it was either buy a house and be stationary or travel for the next like 2 or 3 years before that. So I'm kind of waiting a little bit to buy a house, and I decided that doing the whole van thing was the best thing for me.
So what's been the biggest challenge of kind of just the hashtag van living thing?
I think the biggest challenge is just like all the long drives. Like I went Nashville to Denver in one shot.
Yeesh.
And then I went Denver back to Nashville like 2 weeks after that. And that time I ended up stopping halfway through because it was super late at night. And then other than that, like it simplifies everything, man. Like all I have is my clothing, a few like creature comforts, like a Bluetooth speaker and like that. I have like a Nintendo Switch to play video games if I'm bored. I have my guns, whatever I need. And I have everything that I need to live in that van. So I can take it wherever I want to go, whenever I want to go there. I can make money while I'm doing it. I have everything that I need to live. And it's just super convenient.
Pretty awesome. What van did you end up picking?
It's a 4x4 Mercedes Sprinter, so it's got 4-wheel drive for skiing season. That was like my main thing. Has a little bit of ground clearance compared to a normal like van, so I can take it up into the mountains where my range is at. And having that is very, very convenient for filming because I can throw all my gear in rather than throwing it in my Subaru, and I can have 15 guns with me and like thousands of rounds of ammo, and I don't have to like do multiple trips. I can stay up there for like extended amounts of time and just get a lot of filming done. So it's outfitted by Winnebago. So nice. It has a shower, bathroom, toilet. It's got everything. It's got a fridge, a stove, a sink, and then a big bed in the back that lifts. So I can put like a motorcycle or kayaks or thing like that in it too. That's pretty cool. It's pretty gangster.
It definitely
is. Borrow it? Can I borrow it for a minute?
Yeah, sure.
No, don't
pick it up.
Don't let him. We
wait. You're the one who hit a wall.
Okay, but we destroy all our rental cars.
we. Is that the royal we?
Yeah.
I'm yet to destroy any of our rental cars.
We destroy all of our rental cars
collectively.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I did some serious damage to the transmission on that Charger.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
And when GM lent us that truck, I admit I was driving, but I had it parked, and when it got hit, it wasn't my fault.
Oh yeah, that was at that rest stop.
Yeah, and then like that truck with the trailer, like took off the mirror.
Yeah, and then remember when we were in Atlanta and the fucking stump took the whole bottom of our rental car off.
Oh, and then I had to Jimmy rig it back up there so you wouldn't get nailed
with fucking zip ties. Also, hashtag got away with it. So
yeah, you're welcome, face.
I didn't say thank you. Oh, my bad. So, Talon, you've been traveling a lot, man, and I actually saw that you kind of touched on this and really talked about it on a recent video that you did. But traveling with guns can suck sometimes. How have you managed that? Just kind of driving across the country and seeing this great country of ours.
Yeah, yesterday I actually posted that video. So I made a video just like briefly kind of talking about it because so many people were asking me questions about it in DMs and emails, and these people just have no clue at all. They see me traveling and they know that I typically always have a gun with me or on me, whatever. So it kind of sparked their interest, and it was kind of surprising how many people had no idea about any of the laws. They don't know what reciprocity is and how it works between different states and all the laws that you run into when you're going into different states. So for that video, I basically just talked about like what I did and security of firearms, locking stuff up. I briefly touched on like talking with police officers and how to not be a piece of when you get pulled over, like keep your hands on the wheel. And some people liked the video. They thought it was really good. Other people thought I came across as like being racist. They're like, "Oh, dude, I'm black." So, dude, I got into a discussion with the dude. He's like, "What you said is completely false." He's like, "Us people of color, we can't do what you said in the video." And I was like, "Dude, I didn't mention race at all. Like, what are you talking about?" I understand that there's like hard times between police officers and just the general public, for that matter. But yes, I got some backlash for the video just because of things like that, but that's kind of besides the point.
I'll be honest, man. I play the race card all the time. It works.
Wait, you're white.
On the phone when no one can see me.
Yeah, but you sound Jewish.
Dude, Sammy Davis Jr. He was Jewish. What's up?
Jeez, Aaron. It just cements that you're one of the best people I know. I mean, worst.
That's how we lost the vibe, Aaron.
I meant worst.
Oh, yeah.
So, Talon, you're doing this full time for a living, making your way in the jungle today, given everything you've got. But do you actually see on your channel, and I'm actually very curious about this answer, but a lot of Aaron. Okay, everyone, drink. When people see that someone's making a living doing this kind of thing and the reviews and all that other stuff, they are so quick to cast the shill card and be like, "Oh yeah, you're getting paid to say that." And we've seen it a lot, but my guess is that you don't see it a whole ton, but I would definitely like to hear your perspective on that.
You mean, do I get called a shill a lot?
Yes. Or? Do you get called a shill and you're not being honest and so on and so forth?
I don't get it a whole lot. Occasionally there will be people who will say that, and it's so easy to brush off just because like my videos that are sponsored, I make it very well known. And for the most part, like I don't do sponsored videos in the sense that like, okay, Glock sends me this gun and they're paying me whatever, say $1,000. I'm not doing a video like that. Just because, I mean, there's so many reasons to not do a video like that. But if a company wants to send me this gun and just, here, you can keep this gun. If you like it, you can do a video on it. Then, of course, yeah, this video is sponsored by Glock. Like, hell yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. But for the most part, I don't do, like, straight up paid things like that. And if you've ever met me in person, you can pretty much tell that I'm super genuine.
And short.
I mean, you're looking down at me constantly, looking at the top of my head, but you can tell that you know that I'm
that beard makes me kind of look like a dwarf from Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, I look like the Travelocity gnome.
Right? and my axe.
Dude, I should go as a gnome for Halloween.
You totally should. That'd be awesome. The one with the machine gun.
Yeah,
it's so awesome.
You know what? It is a fine line. Like you said, it's a fine line when you start talking about the products you receive, the products you get paid for, and the products. Because there are people. I mean, there was that controversy where there were people out there who weren't saying that, hey, I got this for free, or I'm getting paid to review this, and I completely understand, and it's good to be upfront and open about it.
Mm-hmm. I also have a public PO box where I do videos called Mail Time. There's a whole playlist on my channel just called Mail Time, and I legit just open hundreds of packages from whoever wants to send them to me. So people will see me opening all this, and for the most part, it's very clear that I don't pay for it. People will write notes in it, and I'll read all the notes, even from these companies that I know they're paying other people, because these are the companies that end up working with people, and then fellow creators, they're getting called shills because of it. But yeah, I make it pretty clear that most of the stuff that I've been getting is free, and that's why I'm straight up honest about it. I'll tell you if something sucks. I'm not afraid to do that.
Yeah, and I think I was curious about it because I would not suspect.
Am I curious?
Aaron, drink. I would suspect that you don't get a ton of that, just because, I mean, like I said, I've been watching for about a year now, and I've never gotten that. But I know in the YouTube watching gun community, there's a whole lot of those accusations kind of flying around. We don't get hit by them either, generally, just because we are always honest. Would you say that it's kind of just been your policy of honesty about where you get things and how they come to you that has prevented that?
Yeah, and I mean, I just don't have a reason to lie about the stuff either. Like, if a company sends me a product and I know what it is, say a company wants to send me a flashlight. If I'm looking at it online, I don't even have it in my hand, and I already think that it looks like garbage, I'm just not going to respond to the email. And then if I do get something from the PO box and I don't like it, like the same thing that goes for guns now. Like, I'm not making videos to cater to the masses. I'm making videos because it's stuff that I truly find interesting or that I like now. So there were a bunch of guns that I reviewed because people wanted me to, and it doesn't come off as like me being a shill when I do stuff like that. But I make it pretty clear, like, why I'm making the videos in the actual video and where I get the stuff from. So I really, knock on wood, I haven't seen a whole lot of that on my channel.
Nice. Let's change paths here just a tiny bit. Let's talk a little bit about training. I've definitely seen some training videos on there, and just having like guardian angels. Hopefully none of us ever have to worry about using our guns in self-defense or any of that other kind of training. But what are your thoughts on firearms training, and how much emphasis do you put on it for yourself and possibly your viewers?
I put a lot of it on myself because after I ever went to my first training course, however long ago it was, that is when, you've done stuff too. Anyone who has been to some type of self-defense firearm training course, after your first one, you're like, wow, what was I doing before? Like, I went out to a range and stood there and shot at paper from 10 yards, and I can't even draw from concealment and do all this stuff. So once you kind of get that knowledge initially, you kind of realize that you need more. Same thing goes for medical training. I was never into medical shit at all. And after I went through some, I was like, holy shit, this stuff is really important, because when you think about using a gun in self-defense, that's the next step. If not the first step, if someone around you is hit. So it's really eye-opening, and I try to keep it off of my channel because I don't like the people on the internet that it brings out. Yeah. You always know, especially like I mentioned earlier, I'm just some everyday normal guy. I'm definitely going to keep doing videos of training events that I go to, but I don't want to get super in-depth with it because people just, they don't, there's so many keyboard commandos. You guys know how it is. There's just I can't waste my time. I don't have enough time to even reply to them to have a general discussion. Face to face, I'll sit here and talk all day about whatever you want, but I don't have time to reply to people like that. So
yeah, no, I totally get it. You mentioned medical training, and clearly important stuff, but was there kind of a paradigm shift after you took your first medical class?
Yeah, the first one I took was at an event with a few different instructors. It's called the S12 event. It's put on by Mickey Shook from Carry Trainer, and at the time it was, and still is, they still do them today. It was the guys from D-Day Defense Response Group. So we were doing like tourniquet application and tourniquets while shooting too. So like, your partner goes down, you got to tourniquet their leg, and then if there's a threat, you got to draw and position yourself to shoot and things like that. And then the more I did that, I actually ended up doing more and more training with them, and you get an actual TCCC certificate.
Yep.
So we did a ton of like stop the bleed and things like that. And now because of those classes, like I'm not the type of dude who's going to EDC a tourniquet. Like, I'm not gonna have a tourniquet in my pocket right now, but in my everyday carry bag that I carry my computer around and stuff in, it's right there with me. In both my vehicles, I got IFAKs and I got tourniquets and gauze and all sorts of like that. So
yeah, sorry, Savage, are we interrupting your calls? that I love that, man. And medical is a huge part of my life. People who are interested, they can listen to the Civilian Medical podcast that Skinny Medic and I host on the Firearms Radio Network. It's just like, it's a huge part. And I think the more you do it, when you see how valuable it actually might be, it really is a shift in the way that you think.
And it's one of those things too, like actively do it. Don't just get certified in one thing and then stop doing it. Like, incorporate it into your everyday training and use the stuff and keep being proficient with it, because if the time comes, which we all hope it never does, but that's going to be stressful as unlike you could ever imagine. So like, know how to use that stuff and train with it for sure.
Yeah, 100%. So I met you on at the Gun Collective panel at the NRA annual meetings in Indianapolis this year. That was your first time there. I was super stoked when I saw that John had invited you. What were your thoughts on kind of the whole thing from start to finish?
Dude, the event was awesome. I love John. He's such a good dude. It was put on in an awesome location. The panel, everyone up there was great. It was good to finally like sit there and have conversations with some of the bigger dudes who I have known for a while, but they probably didn't know me. And it was cool to talk with all of them. I know that I was super quiet during all of that. A lot of people were like writing in the live stream. They're like, yo, is Talon dead? He's not fucking talking or whatever. And the reason for that is because a lot of the questions were like directed towards some of the bigger guys. They're asking questions about like shooting with your wife and kids and family stuff like that, and even some politics. And that's not really me. Like, I'll talk about a lot of those things if you're asking me directly, but when you're on a panel with a lot of those big dudes, it's like, all right, yeah, like let them answer, man. Like, you were chiming in the whole time being funny and I don't have that, so I can't do that either.
Dude, that's my whole job on that panel, is just to make people laugh.
Yeah, and it's a good dynamic. So next year I'll try to speak up more, but dude, I think it was an awesome event, and I hope that John will invite me back next year. So
I always pick somebody to pick on. So last year, 2018, it was Gun Drama Johnny, 182nd Ideas. So I told John before, I was like, all right, I'm going to pick on Johnny the whole time. And this time I was like, it was a tough choice because we had, Warrior Poet, and we had you, and I was like, all right, who am I going to do? So I ended up just picking on, I can't even, who did I pick on?
I didn't feel like you targeted anyone specifically.
Yeah, it was kind of worthless. I mean, I'm no angel, but I'm no monster either. So I was just trying to be fair to everyone.
Oh, that's good. Maybe you can target. Now that I know you more, you can target me next
Exactly.
year.
Yeah, the target's on you.
Watch guys just get a room right now, okay?
We could.
We definitely could. He's used to staying in hotels.
Yeah,
right. Well, you know what?
I got room in the van.
You got the stabbing van.
The wagon. No, that's freaking awesome. So you stay away from politics mostly. In fact, I can't even think that I've ever heard it. But why have you made that decision? Like, and clearly, I mean, I think it's a good decision. But
yeah, sort of like the reason that I just mentioned. As soon as you bring it up, like it creates great discussion, which I believe is really important. However, the toxicity of the internet and the animosity that people, it like gives them power on the internet. They're going to say that they wouldn't say to your face. So I'm all for having an open discussion. But at the same time, like, people who watch my videos, we're all on the same team. And another problem with talking politics when your platform is primarily people who are on your side, it's a echo chamber full of. And I love the gun community to death, but I also hate that aspect of it because people are going to have conflicting views on everything. But in the end, we're all on the same team. So, like, why are you guys having these dumb debates? I'm cool with talking about topics like face to face like this when it can be an open discussion. But when you're getting 1,000 comments on a video and you can't reply to everyone, that bothers me. So that's why I keep everything to, like, my own personal opinions, and I'm not really, like, giving life or death information. It's just kind of more relaxed and laid back.
That's awesome, man. Funkmaster Fat over on the YouTube chat said Talon is great, way better than Aaron. He should be on every show, and Aaron should just go away.
Okay, tell Funkmaster Fat.
He can hear you.
Yeah, Funkmaster Fat.
PHAT, not FAT like you.
Oh, okay, well, Funkmaster Fat, I appreciate your comment and your ideas. I hear you, but I disagree with you, sir.
Okay. Wait,
you're waving a microtech at the
I know.
camera.
I'm like,
sorry, it just happened to be in my hand. Sorry.
Wow, that was a little aggressive.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to be a better person these days.
So you disagree with him, meaning that you think you're better than Talon Sai?
I think I deserve to be on the show.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Talon Sai, on the other hand, he's completely different. I'm an apple. He's an orange. I'm shaped like a pear. He looks like a carrot. I mean, come on.
I'm okay with those criticisms.
Yeah, that was.
They were just descriptive words.
I believe you deserve your spot on the show, and no one should take that away from you.
To be fair, Jeffrey Dahmer is a better person than Aaron.
Okay, to be fair, he's dead.
Wait,
he can't be on the show.
He's dead? He's living with angels?
I don't know if the angel, but he's definitely not. Jesus Christ!
I saw a meme today, and it was Jeffrey Dahmer sitting on a toilet, and it said Jeffrey Dahmer his last boyfriend.
Oh my god!
It was so terrible.
Oh, that's so sad.
It was the worst thing ever. Talon, man, it has been an absolute pleasure to get to kind of learn a little bit about you here. You going to stick around with us for a bit, or you got to run?
Yeah, man, I can hang out for a little bit. So thanks for having me on. If I drop off, then I'll talk to you soon. Absolutely.
And anytime you have anything to interject, any topic that we're talking about, feel free, and I'll reach out to you as long as you're here. But where can people find you online?
You can find me online, Instagram at Talon_SEI, YouTube channel. If you just type in Talon Sai, again, it's SEI. I'll pretty much pop up there. Facebook, wherever. I got all the socials.
All of them, man. That's freaking awesome. Thanks so much for agreeing to join us. And yeah, we're going to move into it and just keep doing what we do. But let's talk about Patriot Patch Company real quick. So first off, Patriot Patch Company, they make patches, Patch of the Month Club. This month, July, I just got mine in the mail today, and it is freaking awesome. Aaron, did you get yours?
I got mine over the weekend, and this one right here.
Yeah. Give me liberty or give me death.
So look, it's still in its original wrapping, so it means it's worth more.
Yeah, no, I freaking love it. So yeah, go check them out, patriotpatchcompany.co, and use coupon code WLS for 10% off. They sponsor our giveaway segment. You can enter to win all the giveaways at welikeshooting.com/giveaway, and that is 20 patches from Patriot Patch Company. Kenaz Tactical Group gives away a class every month. Black Rhino Concealment, a $100 gift card every month. Stocknot Customs, a $50 gift card, and Blue Alpha Gear, one entire belt system every single month. Enter to win. WeLikeShooting.com/giveaway, and Patreons get extra entries. Aaron?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hey, how are you?
I'm super awesome.
That's good. I'm glad to hear it. We have this other show called Double Tap. And on that show, we talk about all kinds of different things. Now, we had a show, last Friday?
Yeah.
Did we have a not gun segment on that show?
Oh, we did. Sir.
What was it?
The question was, are you an above the rim when you dump it out, or do you tuck it under the rim?
God, this whole thing pisses me off.
So, I'm an above the rim guy. I mean, yeah, my hangs below the rim, but my is on the rim because it doesn't all work that way.
No, seriously, this annoyed me so much. I was like, you are never allowed to use the restroom at my house ever again.
Dude, I mean, you dangle yours in the water.
Okay, Talon, when you're going to the restroom, do you put your shit up on the rim or do you just let it, free float?
Like if you're sitting there?
Yeah, you're sitting there dropping a deuce.
Oh man, I think it depends on the rim. Like the public toilet seat that got the cutout for your to go in between.
Yeah,
right.
Like that's one thing. But if you got like that super tiny little like RV toilet bowl, like I've never in my toilet.
I get that.
I'm going to put it this way: if you have so there's two types. You got the round bowls and the elongated bowls, right?
Yeah.
If you put a round bowl in your house, you should be dragged into the street and shot.
Yeah, you're a psychopath.
Yeah, exactly.
Your children should be killed to remove your bloodline from the planet. If you buy a round bowl and if it's there when you got there and you just never replaced it, that's fine. But if you replace a toilet and it's not with an elongated bowl, you're the worst person. You're worse than Aaron.
You got to have room to let things like go wherever they want to go.
Aaron's
I totally agree.
But
and that's where it wants to go. It wants to just
But Aaron, you go to Walmart, right? You're using a toilet at Walmart. You're putting your junk up on that toilet seat that has had the nastiest asses.
Oh, said the guy who puts his under it and it rubs the top like
no.
It splatters up.
No, my doesn't rub anything.
I'm sure it doesn't.
All right. Look, just don't put your fucking eggplant on my toilet seat. That's all I'm going to say.
All I'm going to say is you're going to get a mushroom stamp everywhere in your house.
Dude,
that's what's going to happen.
You know what? You're staying at a hotel. That's all there is about that.
So toilet paper under or over?
Over.
Go over.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not savages.
Okay, good.
Right, exactly.
What?
Yes. And then, so Aaron, what do you suggest for women? Like they're just throwing the taco everywhere or what?
Wait.
They hover, man.
Women,
they hover.
Yeah. We talked about the hovering issue with women. It's stupid because they get, oh no. I had this conversation with a woman. I'm like, what is up with that? Because you're just going to spray piss everywhere. You don't hover. And understand this, Sean. Most girls, it doesn't hang out like 6 feet long.
Oh, my bad.
I mean, maybe
just puffing out, dude.
Right,
Look, man, I guess I'm watching the wrong porn.
Macaroon, dude.
All right. If you would like to hear more about that discussion, listen to our other show, Double Tap. It's in our main feed, welikeshooting.com/show. And wow, I don't even know what to think at this point, except to talk about.
I'm going to steal that.
Let's talk about gear. And this is brought to you by Faxon Firearms. We have been talking a lot about their Faxon Firearms FX19 Hellfire and Patriot pistols lately. They are really cool. I've been shooting mine a ton. Shot it a bunch in Missouri a couple weeks ago, where I actually shot that Staccato P, Corrine Mosier's personal gun, which was awesome. And I guess I totally just went down a rabbit hole. But yes, the FX19 Hellfire and Patriot, those are really super cool. Check them out. You can find them at faxonfirearms.com and use coupon code WLS10. Gets you 10% off of all parts and accessories. And there is another code that I am now drawing a blank on. I think it's...
For which one?
For actual guns and whatnot.
Where?
I forgot what it is, but I'll go ahead and add it after the show. I'll send it to the editor and be like, hey, put this in at 1 hour, 4 minutes, and 40 seconds. So yeah, WLS10 gets you 10% off barrels and freaking all kinds of other stuff, and guns are a different coupon code that we will put into the show after the fact, which brings us to let's talk. And since we already talked a little bit about medical, I want to talk about this product that I literally just got in today. It got delivered at about 4:00, and this is a med kit from Mobilized Rescue Systems. Have any of you guys heard of these?
Nope.
I have not either.
So actually what makes these really cool is that they're trying to simplify the medical process. So for the people who are watching, nice green screen, some of the labels are green, but they have everything labeled. So when I open it up, I see face shield, emergency blanket, clearly labeled. I see B2 pressure dressing, C1 chest seal, B1 quick clot. I have a soft T, Gen 4 soft T, which is a good tourniquet. I see gloves and shears and everything else like that. Now, what makes them actually pretty cool is the fact that they also come with these cards, and on the card it tells you kind of what to manage in what order. On this one, it says bleeding airway, seal, and keep warm, which is basically the March protocol, which is massive bleed, airway, respiration, circulation, and hypothermia and head injury. But what's very interesting about this is that there is a companion app for your phone. So you launch the app if you ever have to use your med kit, and you click a button that's like, oh, massive bleed. So you click massive bleed, and it's like, okay, grab the tourniquet labeled A1, take it out of the package, loop it up, put it around the appendage, place it here. Here's how you tighten it. They've got video, they've got voice guidance, and everything else. It's interesting. I saw it used in a demo in Missouri when I was at the Kevin Dixie No Other Choice Firearms Train and Learn event. And I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. They're trying to like demystify medical, and by giving you an app on your phone that kind of walks you through all the things, so you don't have to have all this specialized skill and everything else. But seems like a pretty nice kit. I like the stuff inside of it. I haven't looked at it a whole lot, and I'm absolutely going to talk about this not just on We Like Shooting, but also on the Civilian Medical Podcast and pretty much everywhere else that you hear my stupid voice all the time.
Okay, Sean.
Yes, Aaron.
All right, so you're bleeding out. Savage, who has no medical training, comes to your rescue.
Yeah.
Puts on the gloves. Can't open his phone.
You can open your phone with gloves.
Try it.
No, I know you can. I've done
right,
it.
show me. I honestly don't believe you can, but go ahead.
I've done it a million times.
Okay.
You're just trying to get me to use gloves.
Oh, what benefit would that do me?
You're trying to turn me into Mr. Jellyfinger over here.
Okay, so you put your gloves on. Savage has got the gloves on. He pulls open his phone. Is it working?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I see. You got your phone open. Great. You need to move faster.
It's working just fine.
So, and then now your hands are covered in blood. Now show me how you're going to use that app.
Well, first I'm going to lick the blood off.
Okay.
Like that.
But you see the problem. I mean, the app's a great idea. But I don't think it's something that you're going to be able to use during the time of crisis.
You know, it's a concern that I have too, and we're definitely going to test it. You know, this is kind of my life now. So we'll definitely test it. I really want to see kind of how fast it goes, because when we're talking about putting a tourniquet on, you know, like a femoral artery disruption or something like that, we don't have a whole lot of time before they reach stage 2 hemorrhagic shock. And that's absolutely, what is it, a 14% survival rate if you reach stage 2 hemorrhagic shock. So it's kind of a big deal. Speed and efficacy are kind of a huge thing. But Talon, I mean, you've done some medical training. What do you think about like a phone app that guides you through and everything's clearly labeled? You're muted for some reason, somehow.
Am I good now?
Yep, you're good.
All right. I'm kind of on both sides of that there. I think it would be really interesting to take that to a training event, like on a line of people where everyone's shooting, and just unknowingly hand it to someone with the app. You can leave the app open, be like, here, I just got shot in the leg, save my life.
Yep.
Just to see how it would work, like with someone who doesn't know. For the most part, if someone is carrying that around, they're going to know how to use it, and you hope that you are the one using it, either on yourself or someone else you want to be trained doing that. But yeah, I could see how that would, I mean, obviously it's going to slow down everything that you're doing while looking at a phone and an app. But at the same time, it's kind of that better than nothing mentality. Like if I'm bleeding and I'm shot and I can't talk and I have my med kit, like I have no way of telling someone how to put a chest seal on me or do anything like that. So
yeah.
I could see if you're working in tandem with somebody, this would be a real good benefit. Like someone looking over your shoulder. Okay, here's what you got to do next. Here's what you got to do next. You know, that would be a benefit there. But I think as the whole thing. Oh, look at Savage is back on like normal.
It just started working for no reason whatsoever.
Dude, and it was so funny, too, because I was just about to make the comment that the angle that Savage's camera was at was what the same angle that he would have homeless man who just got paid $20 would see.
Oh, God.
Yes.
But yeah, so I agree with you, Aaron. And Talon, like I have questions about it. I teach medical classes all over the country. But I'm always down to look at new technology and new thought processes of how things are done.
But are you down for Brown?
I like UPS. I don't know what you mean, but yeah, I am interested in this. I saw it. I heard it. I absolutely want to give it a fair shake and take a look at it, and I'll try it. And what I'm going to do is create a couple clone kits that have all the same stuff with all the same labeling, just, training equipment. And then I'll literally, in the next medical class I have, I'm going to run people through it. I'm going to be like, here, take this. Here's a phone with the app on it. The app's open. Here's the medical kit. And I'm going to do it like at the very beginning of the class before anybody's learned all about anything, and just kind of see how it does, because I'm very curious, and I don't want to on something that I haven't actually checked out. These are $150 for this kit.
And that comes with the app as well?
Yeah, it comes with a license for the app. You can't install the app without having a license for the kit. But I mean, it's got a quick clot, looks like a sponge. No, I'm sorry.
Are you sponge worthy?
It's a hemostatic dressing, but that's not 12 yards. I'm 90% sure. 4 feet. So it's about a third of what a normal quick clot would be. It's got 2 hyphen chest seals, which I like.
It's got to fit in that small package too, so I understand why it's not a full 12 feet.
No.
Or 12, whatever.
Yeah, no. Well, and that's the thing, is I think you could actually fit normal hemostatic gauze in this, no problem. But yeah.
Did you say there's shears in there and all that stuff?
Yep, there's shears and like 10 pairs of gloves and all kinds of other stuff. And
9 now.
9.5.
Right. So anyway, you got to put it on the rim.
I'm very interested. I'm really super glad that they sent this out. I contacted them immediately when I got back from Missouri and just got it today. So it's been about a month and a half, I think. Maybe a little over a month. Ken says, stop saying curious. John Doe says, Talon Sai, what's the stars on Field of Blue framed above your TV?
Yeah, I think he's talking about the one flag I got over here. I got flags in my room.
Yeah,
people sent me.
That's a United States flag, right?
Yeah, I got a U.S. flag here. My cousin of mine, 3 of my cousins are actually police officers. So someone sent me oh yeah, it looks funny now that I can see it on the screen while I'm talking.
Yeah, I see
it. It's a thin blue line flag, which a lot of people don't like. They're like, "Yo, why do you have a gang flag behind you in your videos?" And I'm like, "Oh well, it's because my family got police officers in my family."
So your family's in a gang of cops.
Yeah, crip walk next time and see what happens.
I got a buddy who's a cop and hates the thin blue line flag.
Really?
Yeah, he thinks it's the dumbest thing on the planet.
I mean, I'm not for or against it either way. Someone sent it to me to my P.O. box, so I hung it up, and I was like, "Yeah, that's there now." It gets a lot of hate though, for sure.
That's so weird. It's so weird what people talk about.
Right.
I don't know. Aaron, what do you want to talk about?
Thin blue line.
Let's say Aaron talks about things he has no idea of.
Oh, jeez.
Man, what's all the hate? You know I love you, Jeremy, right?
Just, Aaron, grow your beard back and we'll be nicer. Until then, off.
It's working.
Yeah, what? Last episode you cut that off, huh?
Yeah.
I was just like, it was hot. I was sick of people calling it gray, so I'm like, it's gone.
You gotta accept that salt and pepper, dude.
Exactly.
You know what? It's where I'm at now,
dude. It's not salt and pepper. It's just silver.
It's probably cookies and cream, like actual cookies and cream.
All right.
Hey,
it's like Oreo, except it's like a reverse Oreo.
Aaron just aged more like me. I'm the silver fox, bro.
And I'm the gray wolf. What? All right, so I want to talk today about the Polymer 80 slide, which is actually what I have on this Polymer 80 build I did. So I just got this the other day. I was out of town, and I got back into town. It was in the mailbox. They sent it to me. I did not buy it. I did not pay for it, but I do appreciate it. I do like it a lot. It's got serrations in the front for racking. It's got serrations in the back, just in case your hands get wet. The grip is really good. It's got really deep serrations, so you're going to get that great purchase on this on the Glock. Currently does not have sights on it yet. Those are coming. The internal parts are actually Polymer 80 as well. I got those from Brownells. Again, did not pay for those either. In fact, I didn't pay for anything on the gun. Just so we let's get that all out of the way right now.
Just so we're clear.
Wait, the barrel. I did pay for the barrel. I wanted a Glock in an auction, and it cost me $60. So I got
nice.
Yeah, so I won a Glock in an auction for $60. So I don't have all the parts for this yet, but I was really excited about getting it put together. So I had to I put it's a Gen 3, so I put my Gen 3 Glock internals, the guide rod and the barrel in here, so I could actually go out there and pull the trigger a couple times. It runs great. I was concerned because with this bottom, so this is an older one. This was the Brownells base on this Glock, or the Polymer 80, and it was really sticky. So with this new slide, I pulled everything out and refitted it, and it works great. And if you notice, it's desert tan. I'm loving that. The whole thing.
It looks green.
I know. Apparently, my lights are yellow, so Savage says everything looks green.
Yeah, mostly.
I actually just pulled mine out too. I got the same slide right here on a Polymer 80 frame, Polymer 80 everything basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stock Glock barrel, stock Glock trigger, and lower parts kit and everything. But this is the first one that I put together, and actually had to take the video down because YouTube sucks. So.
That
does suck.
It was instructional, therefore.
Yeah, dude, the video had like 1.5 million views. So when I took it down, my channel just like tanked that day. It was not good.
All right, so I will say, if I were to pay for this, it is a little pricey. It's $300 plus for the slide. So I know you can get better slides, or excuse me, less expensive slides at other locations. But I do like the quality that they've done. I like the slide; it matches the base. They've done a good job. And
I can't wait till my Polymer 80's done.
Well, apparently they don't like you because you're. But I like you, Jeremy. I like you.
Mood today.
I like you, Jeremy. I think you're a wonderful person, and I think they have you all wrong.
Stop pointing that gun at me.
Is this better? I think you're a great person, Jeremy.
But yeah, no. So I've got a couple of those slides as well. I actually really like them. 325. I mean, look. Bottom line, when you're putting together your own Polymer 80, when you're building it from scratch, they're fucking expensive. But in my opinion, they're worth it. And
I totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a Polymer 80 gun that every single thing on it is Polymer 80 except for the sights.
Yeah, so I should be getting the sights in soon, the barrel in soon, the guide rod in soon, and then I can put together my other one, or put back together the other one. It's comfortable. I like, and I was not a Glock person. I was like, definitely, I don't like Glocks. The Glocks are stupid, but the Polymer 80s have really changed my mind on that. I do like these a lot.
Yeah, I like them a lot. And Polymer80.com. I don't think we have a coupon code. Savage,
Yes.
in honor of our guest, what is your product tonight?
So the story goes back a little bit. We had a listener, Mr. Austin A., you know who you are, buddy, contacted me on Facebook, and he had just got himself a Canik TP series pistol, and as everybody knows, I'm a huge fan of that. And I don't know exactly how the conversation got there. I think he was looking for different accessories to put onto it. And the one accessory that I had yet to get for it, well, pretty much the only thing I wanted to put on it, was what I had originally seen from Justin Opinion. Justin Opinion, I mean, pretty much every other video of his is about putting Talon grips on everything he owns. And
He loves it, man.
He loves them. He swears by them. And so I was like, hey, yeah, you know what? I've heard those pretty cool. I was planning on getting some myself, so why don't you go ahead? You'd probably do pretty well to get those. And so he did. And then about a month later, so I get this package in the mail. And this is a pretty epic package. It came from Austin. Again, thank you, Austin. And it came with a bunch of stickers from CNC, some Santan tactical stuff, a bunch of cleaning patches, some 2032 batteries, always useful. We got a brush, 9mm cleaning brush, some lens wipes.
Did he send you any food?
No, but he sent me some Rogaine. Interestingly,
what's funny is he sent you like the cheap version too.
Yeah, it's the Walmart Equate brand Rogaine.
He's like, you could have hair, but
just a little.
Yeah, nice little, yeah,
low rent Mr. Clean over here.
Yeah. And
awesome.
the piece de resistance was the Talon grip specifically for the Canik TP9 series pistol. And like I said, I've been looking to put these on for a while. Obviously, I didn't buy them; they were given to me by a listener. But the problem I've always had with the Canic when I was carrying it around, and this has been my primary carry piece since I pretty much got it, is that the grips are like frickin' sandpaper, and they will rub the absolute out of your side. And they're great because they you're able to hold on to them when you're shooting the gun, but carrying this thing is really uncomfortable. I basically have to pull my underwear up to be like a shield between me and my gun.
So are you a boxer or brief kind of guy?
Boxers.
Savage is the only dude I know giving himself wedgies.
Yeah. Right. So I put these on, and it was like night and fucking day. So these are the rubberized grips. They have like the normal like skateboard grip tape that's like super grippy, and they also have this rubberized grip here. And it's smooth as butter, but it also is grippy. So it's when it's on your side, it's not rubbing the out of you. It just makes it really comfortable, and it really makes this a really perfect setup for a carry gun, and I really love it. So shout out to you, Austin. That was super awesome of you. Really appreciate it, and kick ass, man. Thank you.
Nice. I love it.
I appreciate you.
So Talon,
I appreciate you too.
Talon, what's the gear that you've gotten recently that you're most excited about? I f***ing saw you posted a picture doing an unboxing, but your stack was like 4 feet high.
Yeah, that's a video that I have to edit. I'm probably going to end up editing it tomorrow at this point, and then making it go up on Wednesday.
Nice.
I don't even know, man. I got so much
like
today.
he got famous for being a hobo. So people were like, this poor bastard just needs all the stuff we can give him.
Yeah.
They're like, he can't afford anything. He lives in a van by the river.
That's pretty much how it goes. People send me food, though. That's the difference. So
that's so awesome.
Yeah, we get food, too, but it's like Twinkies.
Yeah, I have a segment on my channel called Testies, where we test stuff out and tell you how it is. And we have eaten the most disgusting ever. Like, probably stuff that you guys would get down with. Like, we had strawberry lube one time.
Oh.
We did canned cheeseburgers from like Germany, MREs.
How were they?
All right. Those canned cheeseburgers aren't bad.
I really want one now.
The one I had was f***ing terrible. It might be one of the worst things I've ever had.
Speaking of that, you know what I ate today? This is crazy. I was at Burger King, and I had a taco from Burger King.
I thought you were going to say it.
Yeah, it's on the value menu.
So they got tacos now at Burger King. And they're not bad. Just saying.
Dude, the only thing to order at Burger King is the fucking stackers.
I saw that, and I was like, I'm getting $1 tacos. I'll take 10.
10 of them.
Yeah, well, I've got kids.
Okay.
One. He got one. And then I have 3 kids. They had to split one, and I got 9 more. Okay.
Nice.
I'm going to see if I got any gear today. That would be interesting.
All right, cool, man. Now, while he does that, I'm going to talk about my favorite meme lately. Have you guys seen this? It's
Jeffrey Dahmer going.
No, that was a good one, but this one is it's not NASA employee. Oh, hey, you guys are back early. Astronaut, moon's haunted. NASA employee, what? Astronaut, getting back on the rocket ship. Moon's haunted. I don't know why. It just makes me laugh the whole time.
I don't get it.
What is this, like the Brandon Herrera channel?
Wait, what?
All he does is like meme reviews now.
Really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Can we do that? Is that a thing?
It is a thing, apparently.
Meme reviews?
Yes.
Oh, are you talking about my chair?
No.
We're just talking about memes and reviewing them. We didn't know that was, yeah, right? All right, what do you got there? Is it an Olight?
Well, no. Well, yeah, it is. This is an Olight.
Everyone's got an Olight, man.
Speaking of being a shill. It is a Olight. It's a PL Pro. I haven't even shot this or anything on it. But speaking of Polymer 80 and stuff like that, this is another build. I just put this together yesterday, so there will be a video of it on my channel in the next 2 weeks or so. A majority of it is from Landtac, though. So it's got a Landtac barrel, titanium pins, and then their Razorback slide. So this is pre-cut for an RMR, got the plate on there, and then it comes with the Trigicon HDs. Also, their trigger. This is like bordering on the line of Gucci, but also extremely, extremely functional. I mean, there's fucking windows cut out all over it. And this is probably the smoothest Polymer 80 that I've put together before I've shot it. Like, I think it's going to run pretty much 100% as soon as I start shooting it. But yeah, Landtac just makes some kick-ass parts, and that's that's one that I got kind of recently that I'm kind of stoked on shooting.
Yeah,
That's funny. I didn't realize Lantac did that. I knew they made. All I thought they did was make AR mags with metal feed lips on it.
They do a lot of stuff. I actually have one of their ARs sitting around here too.
Well, I guess I need to get I need to understand what the gun world does.
Yeah, I mean, Lantac has definitely been expanding over the past couple of months too. So they have a lot of new stuff coming out.
That was awesome. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it does look pretty damn sexy.
Sorry, I was burping while I was talking.
Oh, okay. I was so confused. Jeez, Aaron. Hey, Aaron, you know what time it is?
Is it time to get really weird?
Well, no, we're already there, but.
What you gonna do now? Talk about lifestyles. Oh yeah. Hey Aaron, what you gonna do now? Talk about lifestyles. Brought to you by Brownells.
That's right.
You know, I always wondered if he actually went. Brr, 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 brr. You know how some people can make that noise.
Not me, though.
Yeah, is that a Lantac rifle you have there?
Yeah, this is the one that I was just talking about. This is like a folder that they make, 10.5 inch, super good quality stuff that they make. It's definitely not the cheapest. Like you thought the Polymer 80 slide was expensive. This thing is like $800.
Whoa,
Jesus,
which is absurd. But yeah, I mean they make kick-ass stuff, including their bolt carrier groups. They make some of the tightest spec bolt carrier groups out there right now.
Well,
can you get that
grip
Sean,
on that thing?
Sean, can you get that Lantac stuff on Brownell's website?
So you can get some Lantac stuff. You can get their muzzle devices and things like that, all at brownells.com.
Nice. And look at the deals they got going on back there. $10, $20, $30. What's that all about? It's moving too fast for me to catch.
I know.
It.
I was like, where are you looking? I don't know what you're looking at.
Next one. It'll be the next one after Hyperfire.
I'm so confused right now.
Right, here it comes. 3, 2. Oh, there it is. $10, $20, $30 off.
Oh, Jesus. I keep clicking the banner on accident. I'm trying to click the arrow. It's a disaster. We're professionals.
Let's just say, go to the Brownells website. You'll see some sort of deal. They always have one going on.
Literally sales every single day. Check them out, brownells.com. Aaron, what's your lifestyle?
I wanted to talk about to repair or to replace. It's a big deal. Like I was talking about this build. I was having so many issues with it, with the slide not sliding, that I put it aside and got a different Polymer 80 bottom base, and it ran fine. It ran fine with the different base. So it was like, okay, I went with replace, but then I have this whole lower here, this whole Glock frame. I'm like, I can't just leave it sitting there. I have to repair it. So I sat down, took it apart, figured out what was out of spec, fixed it, got it working again, and now it works great. So I'm happy about that. But that's a big legitimate question. Do you repair or do you replace? And I preface it this because I teach at SDI, and one of the core classes talks about one of the classes, the assignment talks about a broken stock. You know, and it talks about how you replace or how do you fix a broken stock, a wooden stock that's cracked. And, and I always suggest if it costs more money for you to sit down and fix it, you should replace it. But if it has sentimental value, I can understand why you would want to repair it. But, it's never going to be as strong. But replacement is always the best option, I think. And I think Jeremy would be an expert on this because he is probably the best gunsmith that I know.
Jeremy is?
I would say I would honestly say if it has collectible value and it remains more value in original condition, though repaired, repair it.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's a new modern gun and replacing it is super expensive and a repair is repair it. But yeah, like if your slide cracks in half, you're not going to weld that back together and then machine it all down. Like it's not going to happen. So just get a new slide. But if you got like a 1890s Winchester and it's all original and it's got a slight crack, I mean, at that point, don't even touch it. Just sell it as is.
How often do you see people bringing stuff?
But it's going to make it lose more value.
How often do you see people bringing stuff into your shop where it's just like, dude, you just got to fix that. You just either I could fix that, or is it you just need to replace that? Does that happen often at your shop? Now we wait for the.
Jeremy?
Good answer.
More people. What? I'm talking. Can you hear me?
Yes. Continue.
Hello.
We hear you.
Hello.
Stop.
Hear you.
All right. Hello, McFly. Most of the time it's more like, all right, who the worked on this? Oh, my cousin. Well, he's a fucking idiot. He just ruined the value of your fucking gun. Really? Yeah, dude. All these fucking scratch marks, like he your up. It's not worth anything now. Oh my! If you'd have brought it here in the first place, it would have been salvageable. Now it's just you took $1,000 gun and made it a $20 gun. Hope you're happy. You don't say that, but you want to.
Right, because I'm pretty sure they'd be like, no, I'm not happy at all. What about you, Sean? Where do you fall in this category? I mean, I know you got Heron money, so you could just be like, you just start throwing cash at.
No, I mean, I'm more of a repair kind of guy. Like, if it can be repaired, I would prefer that it be repaired. But for me, I'm like, I'm going to send it back to the company and have them fix it.
Totally. What about you, Savage? Would you just Bubba the whole thing up with duct tape and extra wood screws?
I mean, my hobby is finding broken guns on Gunbroker and fixing them up and bringing them back. So, that's kind of my thing. Obviously, you're going to be replacing parts, but, if something's broken, you can still put it back together. I'm going to try and put it back together.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that.
Talon, what about you, man? It seems like you are becoming a gunsmith master with your Glock builds.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys too. Like, I like tinkering with and I'll sit here and like nerd out about all the things that I've built and things like that. But if it's something that is like you said, if it has value, it's sentimental, of course I'm going to try to fix it. But if it's like something like just a Glock that is shot to and needs to be replaced, you can swap out parts, but I'll just pick another one out of my safe because they're kind of like a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Is that weird though? I mean, because like, how many Glocks you got, Sean?
Me?
Yeah, more. Let's just say more than one, right? More than two.
I mean, more than 10.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm sure, Talon. I've seen two so far. I'm sure you've got plenty more where those are from.
Yeah, I have more Glocks than any other pistol probably.
Right, and Jeremy owns a gun store, and I have several of these, but there are people out there who'll be like, I've got one Glock, or like I don't even have a Glock, right? Or I don't even have a Glock, And here we are. We got so many. I'll just grab a different one.
I have 0 Glocks.
But in the shop, you have a fully automatic one.
I do. I take that back. I guess the only Glock that I personally own is a machine gun.
Right, exactly. Oh,
With the stock.
Yeah, I feel for those who are listening and be like, I don't even have one, or I only have one.
Forever, I didn't have any Glocks, and then I think I got my first Glock 17, and I was like, okay, this is okay. I hate the grip angle, and then I built my first Palmer 80, and I was like, and just kept putting them together after that. That
Glock 19 I got for $60. It was all right, but then I sent it out to Trident Defense, and they worked that thing to an amazement, and I love it. So yeah, but yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah,
to talk about how many Glocks we have now.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's like repair. Like, guns are tools, guns are utilities, guns are built to last for a long time. Most of them, especially Glocks. So I'm like, yeah, fix it, replace the part, whatever you need.
So that goes back to that old adage: if you have an axe and you're out chopping wood and the handle breaks and you replace the handle, and then the next year you're out chopping wood and the head breaks and you go get a new head, is it still the same axe?
It's the Theseus ship argument.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The f*** do you call me?
Theseus ship. It's about.
So say I was born on a pirate ship, but hold your tongue when you say it.
I was born on a pirate ship.
You were born on a pilot ship, Savage.
Yep, still there too, as far as I'm concerned. All right, guys. Good one, Aaron. That was my favorite lifestyle, WLS's lifestyle in quite a while.
Oh, outstanding. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and move into some news. And let's talk about Savage 1R. You're back. You're bad.
Somehow.
Something.
Yeah.
Jeremy's mad.
I'm a bad person.
What's up, Savage? What's your first story?
Oh, wow. We're just going straight into that. Oh, yeah, because I'm not sponsored. So first story came out just recently. So the ATF gave an unsolicited letter to somebody who asked a question like years ago, and it basically rescinded their previous rulings on what counts as an AOW or not. So previously, if you had a pistol, like an AR pistol, that was 26 inches in length, overall length, from the brace butt end to the tip of the gun, then you would be allowed to put a vertical grip on that, and it would not be considered any other weapon. It would be considered a firearm. However, with this new ruling from the ATF, they have said that no, you can't measure from the end of the brace. You have to measure from the end of the extension or the receiver extension. So, the buffer tube or the receiver extension, depending on how your firearm is set up. So what that basically does is turn a lot of people's guns into AOWs, which requires I think a Form 1 in order to register. It's like $5. Correct me if I'm wrong, but until you get that thing registered, it's an NFA violation basically. Obviously, it's just basically, oh darn, I'm going to take off this grip. But it's a real stupid thing that they suddenly reverse themselves on it, even though previously they had said that, yeah, it's totally fine. And this is hearkening back to more like what Donald Trump, under his presidency, he instructed them to do, where he said, bump stocks, obviously we know that bump stocks only operate with one pull of the trigger comes one firing of the gun, but they redefined it so that a bump stock is now a machine gun, though it doesn't conform to the 1934 NFA definition of a machine gun. So we're seeing this weird thing where ATF is going back and rescinding a lot of these previous, determinations that they've made. I think this is the beginning, guys. I mean,
to be fair,
yeah,
there was a stock for the 1022 that did the same thing that bump stocks do, and they denoted that was not that was a machine gun before bump stocks came out.
Yeah, we talked about this during the bump stock.
We
ban.
did.
It was that company that got put out of business.
Okay, Savage, I love you, but your Trump derangement syndrome is showing through just a little bit. First off, the reason this happened is because somebody sent in a request for an opinion to the ATF tech branch. And the problem is the ATF already came out with a thing with an opinion on that. And then somebody sent in another letter and said, okay, well, I read your original opinion, but what about my very, very specific thing? So the people sending letters to ask every single question under the face of the earth are the reason for this more than any other thing ever. But let's also not forget that this has to do with vertical foregrips on AR-15 pistols and the overall length of those from the tip of the barrel to the end of the buffer. So really, it affects a very small amount of people. But I think in general, what we're learning here is that we just need to shut the up and stop asking questions about that they've already talked about, because clearly the way this bureaucracy works is the tech branch gets it in, they do their evaluation. Bob Smith is assigned to the evaluation. He evaluates it. He sends back a letter to the original requester saying, this is what I found. Then someone else sends it in, and John Pocahontas takes a look at it, and John Pocahontas is kind of a head. So he's like, well, you know what? I'm going to say that that's not completely acceptable. And then he sends it back, that letter. And then we end up with this crazy silliness that we're dealing with right now.
Savage, you said the letter was sent in a long, long time ago? Or?
Yeah,
a year, 1 year, 1 year ago.
Yeah, I think it was sent in, and they already made a determination. I think they already gave him back a determination, and then a second time they ruled on it, and then they said, no, it's a no-go.
So why was there a second determination?
I don't know. It's not. I haven't been able to find that out.
Couldn't keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, exactly.
Shut the up, dude.
Exactly. So, have you guys seen those?
You know what this is? This is the kid in class in high school that goes, "Oh, are you going to collect the homework from last night?"
Yes.
And it's like, "Yo, shut the up." That's exactly what that guy is.
It so is. Yeah. Like, have you seen those attorneys that are like the weed attorneys, and they're like, so you go into court and you're going to shut the up.
Yeah.
Everything they say is shut the up. That is,
shut the Up Friday.
Exactly. That is what we need. It's so annoying. But that's my opinions there.
Yeah, that's why I haven't tried contacting the ATF again about my remote DB5000. So I don't want to get any letters.
Here's the weed guys. Oh, wait, it's muted. Hold on. Let me unmute.
Working for an unlicensed dispensary, an illegal dispensary, and it gets raided, you need to shut the up. If you shut the up, you have a good chance that we can make the case go away. Case in point, 3 employees of an illegal shop accused the guy who shut the up. They can't prove what you were doing there if you're a customer, patient.
So, yeah, anyway, gun guys, shut the up.
Yeah.
Right. However, another group of people on the other side of the planet aren't shutting the up. They're actually making a pretty good statement right now. So New Zealand, they recently passed an assault weapons ban, which turned basically any semi-automatic rifle or weapon into an assault rifle or an assault weapon. And they said that they're going to be banning them. They're going to be forced buyback, which is, of course, as we all know, confiscation. And they only have a certain amount of time to do this. There's certain estimates that there are between 1.2 to 1.5 million, maybe upwards of even 3 million of these specific types of firearms in the hands of gun owners in New Zealand. And they're not listening to what the authorities are saying, and they are setting a really great example here. So far in April, they have only turned in a total of 700 firearms out of the potential 3 million that could be out there, which is under 0.1% of all the firearms that would be affected by this new law. Now, this is great because it's really sending a message to the politicians to say, you don't have any power to do anything. And one of the main reasons they don't have any power to do anything is because none of these firearms were registered to any of the owners. There was no registration before this law took effect, and there is now afterwards, but these people aren't going to be giving them up. And the couple of the reasons why is because the government has only agreed to give up to, I believe, 90 or 95% of the value of a gun new. So if it's new, you get upwards of 90%. If it's an older gun, even if it's an extremely valuable older gun, you're looking at maybe 30% or less of what the actual value of it was. So gun owners in New Zealand are pissed, as they well should be, and they're just saying, yeah, you know what? You.
Yeah, civil disobedience at its finest, and I'm so down with it.
Yeah, way to go, New Zealand. Way to set an example. We need to keep this train rolling with Australia because they've been playing those same kinds of laws over there, still putting them into effect. And that's happening here in Washington State, happening in California. They're going crazy over there. I mean, obviously, New York's got some issues, so we just got to be, no compliance. That's all I got to say. Will not comply, shall not comply.
Yep. So one maniac becomes the most powerful person in New Zealand. The government bows to the whims of a crazy person. And the New Zealand citizens say, you know what, off. Mm-hmm. They're like, shut the up Friday.
Pretty much. So moving on to some more Trump derangement syndrome, apparently. So when Donald Trump more or less made an executive order to redefine bump stocks as machine guns, he opened some floodgates. And so some families from the Las Vegas shooting are taking advantage of that, coincidentally with the same lawyer from the Brady campaign that filed the lawsuits for the Newtown families that got shut down. And they are saying that because of the new executive action by Donald Trump, they are trying to argue that AR-15s themselves are illegal, or basically any semi-automatic rifle, but specifically AR-15s, since the federal definition of machine guns includes firearms that can be readily restored to shoot automatically more than one shot without manually reloading by a single function of the trigger. So they're trying to jury-rig that definition into saying that because AR-15s are modular and they can be modified, that means that they can be easily modified into become a machine gun. Therefore, every AR-15 is a machine gun. And that is the fucking danger you get when you pull this executive order. And changed definitions that aren't there. 1934 was very specific on what the definition of a machine gun is. This is not that. But because we have that executive order, now we have this kind of to deal with. And technically, so far, there's still protection under the PLCA, the Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act, but they're pecking away at it. Every single time the Brady Bunch, now Brady, is doing their best to throw money at it. And this is the shittiest part. They're not throwing their own money at it because Brady is almost like bankrupt. What they're doing is convincing all these families that they can win the case, and then these families pay out the ass, just like the ones in Newtown. They lose their house, they lose all their money because the case gets thrown out, and the defendants are able to sue for court costs. So, first of all, the lawyer who's bringing this is an absolute piece of shit, needs to be disbarred because he knows for a fact that the PLCAA is going to stop this, and he's misleading these families, and they're just going to lose everything they've got after they've already lost their other family members.
Now, Savage, I tore you up on the last one, but on this one, you're absolutely 100% right. This is directly caused because of the Trump pulled with the bump stocks.
Thank you.
100%. No, you're right. You're right on this one. I fully 100% agree with you. And, it's just it's the tactical chipping away that they're doing. Like the other side guys, they are smarter than they've ever been before. They are more organized than they've ever been before, and this is genius. They are taking the things that the government does, and they're using them against the Second Amendment. Talon, what are your thoughts kind of on this whole issue?
Man, like, the reason I don't talk about stuff like this, I mean, I kind of brought up already, but, like, all of this stuff is, man, like, if anyone ever asks me in a comment what I think about specific things that are going on, especially regarding like new laws and executive orders and that are coming into play, it all comes down to all of it is a infringement. It pisses me off because it's directly infringing our rights. It's very cut and dry to keep and bear arms, and when you're throwing all these little things that are chipping away at our rights, it's up. Like the bump stock ban, that's one thing. It's sort of in the same category as this new vertical foregrip on pistols. It doesn't affect me. I don't personally like vertical foregrips, but why should you not be able to have one? Like it's all absurd to me, and that's why I don't talk politics. But I'll sit here and listen to you guys all day. Dude, I'm on the team, bro. I'm on the team.
We're f***ing with you. All gun laws are an infringement.
Yes. All gun laws are an infringement. It blows my mind that there's still not national reciprocity, which we could have talked about earlier, going around from state to state.
True.
That's so absurd to me that I can't drive an hour and a half into Maryland without becoming a felon, or Jersey, or New York. Every state around me sucks ass. So.
Yeah, driving from Detroit to Colorado Springs, I went through Illinois, and I literally just stopped before I got there, disassembled my put it in different cases, lock them up, drive through their dumb state. And then once I got to the other side, reassemble all my do everything good, and then, back to where I could actually defend myself if I needed to.
Yeah. That brings up another topic, which I don't want to go off topic if you guys got a schedule.
No, it's fine.
No. Bring it up, dude.
Have you looked into, or I'm sure you've heard of the Cali key before?
Yeah. We know those guys well, yeah.
Yeah, we had them on the show, actually.
Oh, okay, cool. So when I first heard it, like just briefly passing on the internet, I was like, that's kind of stupid. But then once I actually saw it in person and talked with, I can't remember the guy's name.
Max.
No, not Max, the other guy. He has a crazy name, starts with an A.
It is Max.
We call him Max.
We call him Max.
Oh, okay.
It's like ASC.
Yeah.
Asiago or something. Or wait, that's cheese.
He's my favorite cheese.
When I was talking with him and he explained it then to me, I was like, oh yeah, this is really cool. Like this is important because, like, do I want to have to own something like that? No. However, if the laws change and they're chipping away at a bunch of different little like technical on this AR-15 right here, well, I can simply slip that thing in and now it's none of that. It's bolt action now. So I can have different stocks and this and that in specific areas. So that That's pretty cool. I actually really like the idea of it. I haven't done a video on it, but I will kind of get into that sometime soon.
Yeah. We Aaron's got a couple. I've got one, I believe, and I think I like it. I think it's cool. You know, the remarkable thing about that one is that some of the people that I've talked to in California actually don't like it, which I'm like, dude, anything that kind of makes your life easier, I'm down with. But there are several options. I think Caliki's a decent one, just from what I've used it for so far. But yeah.
I think it gets a bad rap because people are like, oh, that's dumb. I don't want to have to do that. And I agree 100%, but at least the option's there. You can keep everything that you like and know about a normal AR-15 and just throw that bolt carrier group and charging handle into your regular gun, and you can still keep all of that stuff that you know and love. So
yeah, 100% agree. Savage, what is your last story?
Last one is actually some good news. So Delaware was up against the ropes. They had about 3 gun control bills, all aimed at banning assault weapons, and they banded together. They had rallies at the Capitol. They called their representatives. They kicked some ass, and every single one of them got knocked the down. So I think we need to have a little golf clap for our friends over there in Delaware kicking ass.
What's wrong? Oh, what's wrong, Aaron?
That just no one clapped.
Oh well,
I clapped.
I know you're the only one.
My bad.
Nobody gives a about you, Savage.
Whoa, I care about Savage ish.
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, you're welcome, ish.
Nobody gives a
But no, seriously, Delaware. I think this is actually great, and it's grassroots in action. People showed up. They got off their asses. They didn't just vote in stupid polls on Facebook. They didn't go to a stupid website and vote for the dumbest shit ever. They got off their asses. They worked with their local organizations. They showed up. They spoke, and they showed not just the politicians there, but they showed everyone in the state. They showed everyone in the country. They showed everyone in the media that they were not going to put up with it. And that's what we all need to do. Like advocacy, it's the number one tenet in fighting for our rights in this country. If we don't have advocacy and activism, we have nothing else. Like lobbying, litigation, those are what happens when grassroots activism fails. And they showed here, people wanted to put a lot of crazy gun laws into place, and Delaware stood strong. And was Delaware one of the first 13 colonies?
Wasn't it the first state?
Yeah, they're like right there. It was absolutely one of the first things. So, you know, they stood strong, and they held fast to their pedigree and their history.
Yeah, Delaware and Rhode Island are both 2 smaller states that really are effective at basically keeping their gun rights. And I think one of the primary reasons is because they are smaller. They have a smaller population, and so the gun owners have a much bigger representation there. So it's a big advantage, and they need to keep it up, keep that fight up.
Yep, 100% agree. Let's move into some reviews.
It's positively P-O-Z Derek.
All right, so this is where Jeremy reads the reviews. It's brought to you by the Sonoran Desert Institute. That's sdi.edu, whether you just want to take some classes to learn more things about guns or you want to go for their associate in firearms technology. It's all available. Let them know We Like Shooting sent you. And don't forget that if you are former military, you can use GI Bill and all that good stuff there as well. So go check them out. Sonoran Desert Institute. Jeremy, you're up, buddy.
All right. Is Aaron a god?
No.
Yeah, obviously. By J Front. 5 stars.
Let's listen to it first before we decide, guys.
If Aaron can't die and he is as old as you say he is, is there a chance he is a god? Or maybe just someone cursed to walk this earth until the Beatus takes his feet, then cursed to roll this earth. Also, if he is cursed, it would explain why he's pretending to be a Jew. It keeps him away from the cross. But maybe that is just vampires. Not really up on my deity lore these days.
I wasn't listening at all. Aaron, what do you think?
My biggest fear is that someone's actually going to go out there and find out if I'm really bulletproof or not.
I want to every time we're in the same room together.
I know. Yeah. So I know, and you hold back. There's people who don't have that ability.
Wait. So stabbing in the chest with a wooden stake, is that?
Okay.
Is that what we're doing?
As long as it's not shaped as a phallus.
It will be. Next review. Thank you, J Front.
All the Right Moves by DS Love. 5 stars. Jeremy was talking about celebrity boxing the other day. Tell him he has to actually be famous to be called a celebrity. He has a better chance of celibacy boxing. He can practice on Sean's heavy sack. Bag. You know what I mean. His giant wait, or is long or just super swollen? Jeremy has seen them. Maybe he can answer that. Really long and oddly smooth.
God damn, my are normal and I manscape. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, smooth though?
Okay.
Oddly smooth, like no wrinkles on the snack on the neck. It was perturbing.
God.
Do you like pull them or something? Just to how does that work?
I hate this review. Next review.
All right. Cuddy or Jib by Popeye. 5 stars. That's all I could stands, and I can't stands no more. I am a sailor man, and I just can't stands no more of this Jeremy saying the Navy is for girls. I am what I am, and that's all what I am, and I will gladly beat you down because I'm strong to the finish, because I eats my spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. Now, where's the entrance to the exit? Loves the show. Keep you up.
What the f*** is happening right now?
I probably want to read
Sailor Man.
Last night the sailor man. I'm drunk to the finish because I eat me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
I don't know.
I didn't even realize he recorded that review.
Yeah. I sang that one as well, so... Well, that is very interesting. Thank you, everyone, for the reviews. If you'd like to leave us a review in either iTunes or Facebook, we really appreciate all the ones that we get. It helps people decide to listen to the show, especially when they make no sense whatsoever, and it's about Popeye and some kind of spinach, and I don't know. But I'm sure that somebody will read that and be like, yeah, you know what? Hashtag subscribe. And guys, guess what it's time for?
What is it time to say? Is it time that we talk about the 4 things?
It is.
The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit?
No, that's not the things.
Apparently.
We're going to wrap the show up. But before we do, I want to thank Talon Sai for being here, man. It's been an absolute pleasure. And next time you're in Colorado, definitely hit me up and we'll go shoot.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for having me, all you guys. And hopefully I see you again before the next NRA event. However, partying in Nashville is going to be awesome. So hopefully you guys are ready for that.
Oh, we're ready for it. We've already trained for it. What was it? What was it 2 years ago? That it was
when we lit the place on fire?
Yeah, was that Nashville?
Was that Nashville?
When we lit Faxon's Airbnb on fire and broke the couch. I'm trying to.
The year we were yelling, I accidentally pulled my toenail off because it bothered me.
And I think
I was really drunk. I'm like, yank.
So Nashville was when we went to the most ghetto Hooters in the universe at 3 a.m, and we almost killed Tony Simon. And I'm sure there's more.
Is that where we got that really bad food? That place was. We had to walk forever to get to that restaurant.
Nashville is where Jeremy stood over a Canadian girl in a bar and said, "You should own guns because if I wanted to rape you, you can't stop me."
Right.
I mean, I was right.
You were right, and you did make out with her later, so it worked.
I did.
Yeah, he was a great guy, that Canadian.
Whoa. No, it's a chick.
What?
She was cute.
Poor dude.
So, Talon, remind us one more time, where can everyone find all the stuff that you're up to?
YouTube.com/TalonSci, SEI, and Instagram @_Talon_SEI.
All right. Fucking awesome, man. If you guys would like to learn more about the show, you can go to lovewls.com, and there's 4 things you can do there. You can join our Rooftopper Rewards program where you share links. People click the links, you get points. The points turn into free. We like shooting like this shirt that I'm wearing, or maybe even the shorts that I'm wearing. I'm not going to show them, but trust me, they're cool. You can find our Patreon program. You can get access to our Patreon-only Facebook group, the unedited podcast, and the unedited We Like Shooting show, so no bleeps whatsoever. It's all available there. You can find our store and get all this gear if you don't want to earn it, like this hat, this shirt, the shorts that I'm wearing, my socks, It's all We Like Shooting gear. And you can find our sponsors, links to their websites, and all their coupon codes. We always say join a gun-related advocacy group, Firearms Policy Coalition, Gunners of America, Second Amendment Foundation. Definitely give money and get involved locally. It's so incredibly important. This one's a little poignant. We always give out the suicide prevention line. That number is 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK, or you can text the number 741-741. If you need some help, actually get that help. And don't forget, guys, we're here live every week on Monday and Wednesday, except for when we're not, but we're on demand every day. Go to welikeshooting.com/show to subscribe. And as we always say, thanks for listening. Get some medical training and shoot straight. Wow. That was so uncoordinated. It just shows the latency of the internet.
Yep.
So should the show title be Shut the F*** Up Friday? I don't think we can do that. We're syndicated in too many places. Aaron, what are your ideas?
I'm reading a news article about the Detroit Music Festival that's coming up and how white people have to pay $10 more for a ticket than black people.
What the f***?
Oh, yeah, I read that.
I'm like, what?
That is
Dude, that's why I play the race card.
That is so...
I think it's going to be $10.
That is so insane. That is a Jim Aaron law.
Right.
An Aaron Crow law.
A Aaron Crow law. I agree.
What? No, that's not what I said. See you guys next week. And, my bad.
More music, Sean?
No, we're off the air. I already stopped.
Did you think that show was worth $1? Help the cast by visiting lovewls.com.